welcome, and hello. This is Total Spotfest. I am JJ. That is Jamie. Down below, we have a fully recovered but a little exhausted Austin Reddick.
Yes, sir.
You doing all right there, Austin? I know your boys got swept, earlier in the week, and
you know what? The sweep was coming. We went out Saturday night to the bar around the corner and watched them get eliminated with some fellow Flyers fans.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't supposed to make the playoffs in the first place. They weren't supposed to beat the Penguins. Everyone assumed they'd be getting swept. It would have been a cherry on top if they took a game. Nothing to be ashamed of.
There you go. You go. So, we playoffs in full gear. So is wrestling. So, we are going to get to that. But we do want to thank everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. What?
Your Lord is back. The people have asked, and they have received their Lord, their King of pay-per-view picks. I am back.
Who has asked? That's what
all the people.
I see the comment. I see no requesting of this.
Did you want the Lord back?
Yes.
She says yes, so it counts. My peoples.
Your daughters. Well, regardless, welcome back, Your Highness. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you guys giving us some of your time this evening. For those of you first time joining us, hello and welcome. We do this every Wednesday. Hit that subscribe button. Give us a big like. Tap on the screen. Go to w.gg, our proud sponsor of the show. Get yourself some Japanese yuzu. Get yourself some mystery flavor theater 3000, some tiger's blood. Ordered me some tiger's blood. It's taking forever to get here this time, but I don't care because that stuff is good. Use code Total Spotfest, get yourself 10% off.
I still need to go order the tiger's blood. I completely forgot about that.
Tiger's blood's good, man. Yeah,
It's
out.
I'm loving Dubby, and this isn't just plugging the sponsor. But as far as a pre-workout, it is the perfect amount of caffeine without all the bullshit that makes you like jittery and itchy and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm glad we got hooked up with them. I've been drinking that every time before I go to the gym.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Big round of applause to Jamie for getting that all set up there.
Because, yes, thank you. Your Lord knows how to get sponsors. Screw you, Blue Chew. I'm still upset with you.
Yeah. Fuck Blue Chew, but W's the way to go. No, I mean,
I say that until they start sponsoring.
one day you're gonna get that email. No, I mean, but I'm with you, Austin, because for those of you who don't know out there, I mean, I'm a car. I sell cars, right? So it's not short hours, right? So after I spend 10, 11 hours at a dealership, come home before I make dinner, I do a W because it's giving me just enough of that little boost to kind of get me through the evening, so I don't pass out at my computer at like 9:30, and somebody may have been out. Somebody may have not forgot his W yesterday and may have fell asleep and woke up at 5 a.m. at the computer. Just saying, W prevents that. So hey, you want no crash? Get yourself some W. How you boys been doing here? It's we are full on in wrestling season. It's full on softball season, I believe. Still,
oh yeah. It hasn't even gotten. It's like serious. Softball season gets serious next weekend.
Oh, okay. Double or nothing weekend of all things.
Yes.
That double. I mean, we're gonna talk about it plenty, but that double or nothing card looks outstanding.
It's getting bonkers. It's getting pretty bonkers. How are things out in Philadelphia too? You fully adjusted and settled in?
Oh yeah. We're getting settled in. We just ordered a stand for our record player and records, and like a table for the living room or for the dining room, and like an actual couch because we have this cheap futon we bought off Walmart when we moved here and stuff. So like we're getting new furniture and shit for the house. We are fully settled in. And as I was telling y'all before we hopped on, tonight we finally got out to the Worldwide Dojo run by Cheeseburger out here in Philly.
That's awesome.
Got some training in, and I had a Derek Zoolander moment.
Oh?
So pull back the curtain a little bit, little inside baseball. When you take an arm drag, it's called a 3/4 roll or a regal roll, whatever you want to call it. And in American style wrestling, it's always done with the left arm. Everything's on the left in American style wrestling. If you haven't noticed this watching wrestling, you work the left side. Lucha does the right side. Cheeseburger, because it is the worldwide dojo, has right side rolls in his warm-up drills. And I went to do one, and my body just didn't know what to do. I could do a left arm one in my sleep. And I was like, bro, you got to understand, to me, this is like Zoolander. Like, he can't turn left. I can't do a right arm 3/4 roll. In 17 years of pro wrestling, it has never come up. I've never had to do one. The handful of times I worked a lucha, I was like, if you give me an arm drag, I'm just going to front roll over you. It'll be fine. I'll get to where I need to be. Yeah, it was my Derek Zoolander moment of the evening. But great night of training. Really quick, just to put it over, if you're out anywhere near the East Coast, you're thinking about becoming a pro wrestler, can't recommend the Worldwide Dojo enough. Cheeseburger's a great trainer. It's a great facility, great class. So just want to get a quick plug in for my boy Cheeseburger.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe we can get him on the show one day. Who knows?
Probably make that happen.
Yeah. Or maybe, you know, we can get everybody, you know, from the dojo to, like, you know, hop on the show, like, subscribe, you know, things like that. Benjamin J. Dixon, what's up, buddy? How's Atlanta doing?
Yes.
Hot down there? Because it's already starting to get humid up in here, man. Already.
I mean, it is hot Atlanta. Well, it hasn't really started yet. This weekend's supposed to get humid as balls.
Yeah, and Audrey's playing this weekend. So my youngest.
Fantastic.
On turf. On turf.
On turf, 95 heat index with 80% humidity. All right, get your tiger balm out, Jamie.
We're good. W her up. She'll be fine.
But chill guy, Clint, what's up? What's going on here? Hello to the other Faulkners joining in, everybody else. Let's just get right to it. So
they all want their Lord back, as you can see.
Well, so far I got one. I got one that said they wanted the Lord back, and you know, okay, but regardless, here you are. So all right. All right, so
wear the crown again. Because I am the greatest pay-per-view picker of all time.
Again, committed to the bit. I appreciate it.
Dude, Jamie, for the Halloween episode this year, you should get the full Jimmy King get up from Ready to Rumble.
Oh, dude. Okay. So funny you say that. I 100% thought about buying one of those gaudy shirts that he had.
Hell yeah.
I seriously thought about it. And like trying to learn that shitty accent, that like trailer park northern Mississippi accent. I think that's what it was. I don't know what it was. Like, it is a very succinct, like, is like one of one.
You don't want to do Jerry the King Lawler.
Oh, no. Please. That's all I'll be saying the entire time.
You know the real king, Jimmy King.
Jimmy King. Crown him king. Crown me king. Sorry.
Sometime within the last few years, after my wife had been wrestling for a few years at that point, I mentioned Ready to Rumble, and she was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Oh my God, you just wait. I must introduce this to you. It's the greatest pro wrestling movie of all time."
Take your butt, hold on to it.
So some things are forgivable when it comes to movies. The fact that she is an avid Lord of the Rings fan is forgivable, but the fact that she did not know what that is almost unforgivable. But I'm glad you fixed that. Because that would have been just
that night we watched Ready to Rumble. I was like, we have
no delay.
Oh, man,
I hear you, Benjamin. I mean, yeah, it's get crazy sometimes. It's good to see you though. We're glad you're here, buddy.
Dude, I feel that I like my company's going through a merger, and I'm in product, so I have to figure out how I can make the two products work together. And yeah, it sucks right now. So I'm enjoying watching lots and lots of awesome wrestling, because tonight
was so.
Can we just say 2 in a row, and I'm just gonna leave it there?
Put a pin in that. We're just gonna put a pin in that. Okay, we'll put a pin right there. Austin buried. You know, we're not gonna bury the lead here. Austin kind of threw it out there. Double or Nothing's a week and a half away, and oh my, are they shaping up to have a just all out barn buster? Side note: are you guys going?
Unfortunately, not. And the more matches that get announced, I'm like, damn, I wish we were going. My My sister has to go to a wedding in Philadelphia that weekend. So my mom's going to fly out with her and they're going to come stay with us for a few days. And my family all lives down in Texas. So like we see them once a year. So as much as I would love to be at Double or Nothing, I will have family here at the house and cannot travel to New York for it. But I'm sure they'll do a pay-per-view in Philly before too long.
Oh yeah. Well,
Benjamin, you are all over it, my friend. Because when we get to
let's get right to it. Okay, so and we're gonna go straight through this again here. I'm not gonna bounce around tonight here. So the show starts off with a real quick attempt at an interview by Renee Paquette with MJF. Attempt because he says no words and walks on, and then immediately walks by every bald man employed by AEW through the parking garage, which, as a bald man, and Austin can agree with this here, it was nice to see some representation on TV. Okay.
It's about time we get recognized.
Yeah, the butt of the jokes and the bald chants, and it's like, no, look at all this beautiful baldness
I felt MJF as being the only top-haired man, not the face-haired man. You know, I can relate.
So that was good fun, and then we go directly into your most PWG moment of the night. Just why bother? Just lead with that, you know. I mean, Ciampa the Dogs and FTR in their hometown versus Cage and Copeland, Young Bucks, and Orange Cassidy, because
why not?
Let's just go. And those of you who know me know that I popped so hard for literally everything in this match. I'm not even going to talk about it. So you guys go. Do you even really get it into? I mean, there's no depth to this match. It was just PWG madness. Good fun.
Yeah, like I don't know what more there is to say. It was the AEW, let's just throw a bunch of people in a multi-man tag and let them go off for a little while, and it always works.
And have it to open the show is an absolute perfect place for it, because they got the crowd going nuts.
Oh.
Like when Cope got tagged in and like he did his whole shtick there, people were going nuts for Cope. Him and the Bucks doing the super kicks together. Or at least the Bucks doing super kicks.
He tried to do super kick. He tried.
He's not as spry as he used to be. But I mean, like, it had everything. Like, it was just madness. Good madness. That's probably the best way I could put it.
Bucks, Orange Cassidy, Cage and Copeland get the victory, which we then go to Will Ospreay training montage here. Still not on the beach.
Montage.
Still not on the beach. He's on a rooftop, though, and has a nice little face-to-face with Jon Moxley, which planted a small seed in my head, which became a big seed, which I'm going to get to revealing that plant later on, because that plant is firmly residing from Fantasy Booking Island. But I had a fantastic thought that I want to get your guys' opinion on later on. We look back at the Stadium Stampede, which you weren't here, Austin, when the first one was out, and we went over with.
Hold on, time. Grant of Real Squared Circle. Hey, Total Spotfest. I'm attending Dynamite next week, but I know AEW has a history of not putting on the best go-home shows for pay-per-views. Accurate. Do you think they'll end up? Do you think they'll end up being a good card? What do you guys think?
Yes. So AEW does have a history of not putting on the best go-home shows, like we traditionally see a go-home get hype for pay-per-view, but they're not bad shows. Like, there's always good matches. There's always good wrestling. A lot of this pay-per-view is kind of fleshed out already. I don't think you need to do a ton next week, but I have no doubts that Dynamite will still be good and well worth going to.
I say two big reasons here why I think it will be a good card. For one, they're doing the 3-hour sort of live TV 3-hour, right? Instead of doing the 2 hours and the record, which they do that sometimes, right? This is the 3 hours on live TV. Generally, when he does that, you usually get a couple real good bangers in the middle of that. Okay. one of those matches was already announced for tonight, for next week, and it involves Tommaso Ciampa. There's that. Plus, the shtick is that Darby defends everywhere, every time. So there's going to be a match with him. That's probably going to be pretty banger as well. And I think it will be good. I think it will be a good card. I don't think it's going to be the most amazing Dynamite because you're right. They don't have a history of like putting it all out there on go homes. But being it's 3 hour, I think you're going to get a little bit better than if it was just a regular 2 hour one.
Yeah, and for me, I'm definitely gonna say it's going to be a really good show because of this. Double or Nothing is one of their marquee shows, and every time right before one of their marquee shows, they put on an epic Dynamite. So I have a good feeling shit's going down on this show, like it, because you have more storylines to progress. You finally have, I'm calling it now, Sheeta's gonna turn heel on Wednesday officially.
Ooh,
So she can go
okay.
into the match as a heel, because right now you have 3 faces and 1 heel. That doesn't add up to me. So one of them has to turn, and it's definitely gonna be Sheeta because I'm loving her character work right now anyway. But I say next week is going to be one of their best shows. And so is the one for All In. After that, it's a crapshoot.
Maybe not so much. All right. Speaking of shit show, the shit show that is the Stadium Stampede, which again, Austin, you weren't here when the original Stadium Stampede happened. Not on our podcast. We knew. But
Great question, by the way, Grant.
Part of yeah. Thank you for chiming in. And anybody else too? Put your questions out there. We'll go through them. We pontificated about it a ton over time, right? So how do you improve Stadium Stampede? I mean, you're in a big tennis stadium arena, complex thing there. So you got plenty of room and doing all that. Hey, I know. Let's make it 14 man because why the fuck not? So couldn't find anybody to wrestle him. He finds the Hurt Syndicate last week, and then Jack Perry, who lost his television champion or national championship last week to Mark Davis.
And a great match, by the way. That match was really good. And honestly, that whole venue that they were at was really so cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Cool. Even the Darby Pack match, which was basically throw Darby through every table that there is, was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you're back to the venue Darby match there.
Oh yeah. Hey, Pac took a couple bumps. He's fine. Yeah, so Jack Perry's like, hey, I'm joining you too, and I'm bringing 3 more people with me. And it's like, well, shit. So then there's, Ricochet, who announces that he's got not only Mark Davis, but he's got Andrade with him, as well as the Dogs. It's just like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, I like this. Just start cramming. You have an entire stadium to brawl in. Just start sending people out there.
Just not Hook.
Just don't send Hook.
Just never send Hook.
Don't send.
The answer is never Hook.
Okay. So we got a decent amount of folk on here. Do you guys have the same feeling about Hook as we do? I gotta know. How you feel about Hook. Let us know. Gotta know.
Hold on, I'm looking to see.
They've tried. Hook's just not going to happen.
Like
they need to give him a completely different gimmick. Or any gimmick, really, instead of Is Quiet Eats Chips. But, give Hook an actual character and preferably something kind of silly. I think there could be something there, but we've seen the same Hook for, 5 years now.
Yeah. Sorry. Our 2 minutes of shitting on Hook. Brought to you by W.
Sorry. I was trying to see if I could start a poll, but I can't actually start a poll through our stream software. You have to do that inside YouTube Studio. So, regardless, yeah, let us know. That's on TikTok too. Hook, yay, nay. You know who I am thumbs up for, and that is Jet Speed, and we got them both tonight. Starting off with Speedball fighting Westbrook.
I'm not familiar.
Nobody was. Especially
it needs to be a big thing on the Thunder back in the day.
I mean, yeah. Russell Westbrook's played for half the NBA at this point.
was
I
gonna
know, but
say,
he was really
and
big
the
then.
Rockets and the Lakers and God knows who else. Speedball does a quick squash, and then Kevin Knight, who's out there, goes directly into his Open TNT Championship. And I was not expecting it to be answered by a returning Brian Cage, who looked pretty shredded, Jamie.
He was more shredded than Julian Sao, man. Like that dude was ripped and jacked. That's the biggest I've ever seen him.
I mean, all three of the commentators were swooning over how much gym time, and Renee Paquette, for what it's worth, too. She had a woo moment as he walked by.
It's pretty man.
This is actually a fun fight. You can see the rust on Brian. It's 14 months, to be expected, right? But he's very versatile. It was very fun, and the point of it wasn't for him to actually get the TNT title, because you have Kevin retains, and then you have Kevin and Speedball talking afterwards, to which they kind of talking about each other up and make mention, and Speedball interrupts him and says, because Kevin's saying, you're going to get gold one day too. Never mind the fact that they were just a 2-time trio champions together, just saying. I mean, but you're going to go too. To which Speedball interrupts says that he wants gold. He wants a shot at the AEW championship. Were you guys as disappointed with that as I was? Because he should have said, I want a shot at that championship.
No, but only because I don't think it's time just yet. Kevin Knight's doing great as a babyface holding that title right now. I think you do the Speedball Kevin Knight match when you're ready to turn him heel, and I don't think you need to do that just yet.
Yeah. I'm in an actual agreement here. First off, Clint, you apologize because you don't know about Hook. I mean, just be happy that you don't. We'll just leave it at that.
Please stay innocent, sweet young man.
Yeah. No, I can tell you all about him later, man. But anyway, I think that it was a smart play now because they are planting the seeds very, very well. They are putting the seeds in the soil. Now, one thing we know about Tony Khan is he is not quick to pull that trigger. As like his MO, sometimes he'll wait a little too long. I think he's actually playing this one right. And I think it's going to happen probably the Wednesday after Double or Nothing. I think that's a perfect time to have the heel turn.
Weeks.
And then you can work it. I think that just makes a lot of sense.
I disagree with you guys. I think that I think the setup was all there. Maybe that's why, maybe because it was 2 telecast, right? But I think it's a perfect setup here. You've already been positioning Kevin Knight to be in a larger picture, right? He doesn't have to live there because you got too many bodies up there anyway. But I think that he is a future upper baby face. I wouldn't say a top baby face right now, considering who else you have in your company, but he's up there close to them, I would say, in the future, right? I don't know. It felt so right. Now, with what they have going on the card for Double or Nothing, I understand him not pulling the trigger, but God, it was perfect, because it doesn't have to be the straight heel turn yet, right? They can go after each other. Kevin Knight retains, and then eventually they come back to it, which is where he then turns heel after he loses it to Speedball. I felt like you missed that opportunity. That's my opinion.
I would rather see him turn heel by cheating to beat Speedball to keep the title.
Same.
Okay.
I think that's a better heel turn than dropping it. Because I think if he drops it, you're going to see the attack coming. I think him cheating during the match is more impactful.
Okay, I'll give you that.
And I'm going to give our in-ring correspondent the absolute right there because, as your king, I had to fix my name, by the way. So, yeah.
So, we'll see what happens with that. And it seems like then, should Darby Allin retain tonight, he's looking to potentially have a match against Speedball maybe next Wednesday, which is again
That
be
makes sense.
fun.
That
what I
match
was
will be
saying,
insane.
you know, why I think next week could be good. But yeah, then we get into the first reveal of the Owen Hart bracket. We're going to start with the men's. I'm not going to lie. I forgot till today, till I saw something on X that the Owen Hart was right around the corner. I'm not going to did you is I'm the only one who let that slip their mind or not?
No, same. I saw it announced that they're going to reveal the brackets today. I was like, oh, I guess it is time for the Owen already.
It's that time of year.
Which is weird because like Continental Classic season, like I'm ready. I know it's coming. Can't wait for it. The Owen, it's like, oh yeah, they're doing that again, which it'll be great. But...
I mean, the Continental Classic, Jamie, that is the Austin Reddick special. I mean, it's
it is. It is.
Just if they gave me a tag team Continental Classic, I would need to see a doctor for an erection lasting longer than 4 hours.
You know, I mean, you wouldn't need Blue Chew at that point.
No, I would be Blue Chew.
Rock hard.
All right. So, bracket here. Mark Davis versus Jungle Jack Perry, Claudio Castagnoli versus Brody King, and then 2 matches which will be on the card at Double or Nothing. Swerve Strickland versus Bandito, and Samoa Joe versus Will Ospreay. Winner gets championship matches are going to be at Forbidden Door June 28th, and the winners get title shots in London at All In.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody try and convince me why this is not going to be Will Ospreay.
It has to be. Like,
I mean, it needs to be, right?
The only, I'll just for the sake of the argument.
No. Your opinion is fine. It's
I will throw out one way that you could go another route with this, and that's Swerve winning the Owen and Ospreay picking up the title before All In. But even then, Ospreay winning at the title at All In just means so much more. It's got to be Ospreay.
All right. Mark Stradamus has made an appearance, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. I know a lot of you have missed me as Mark Stradamus.
I'm missing that hat for the entire show. Yes.
Yes. You know what? I was committed to that bit.
You were.
Even though my head was on fire. But anyway, I'm calling it now. This is the easiest call of my life. As Mark Stradamus, 60% of the time, I'm right every single time. This is Will Ospreay's. Like, how are you going to have him have an opportunity to go for the belt in London, England, and he's an Englishman? And how are you not going to have that? Like,
I know.
That's literally like saying you want an energy drink, but you're not going to drink Dubby. It just doesn't make sense. And if you're going to order Dubby, it makes even less sense if you don't use code Total Spotfest to save yourself 10% on it. And then my hat looks like 2 giant butt cheeks.
It is with a pearly thong. Yeah, I mean, obviously. I mean, now the good thing about this is that look at who we get here. So we're starting with Samoa Joe, Will Ospreay, and Swerve Strickland Bandito at the pay-per-view. That Swerve Bandito match is going to fuck so hard. It's no Blue Chew needed there either.
0 Blue Chew needed.
I mean, really. I mean, Mark Davis has been doing great fucking work too, and no matter what you thought, I mean, that match with him and Jack Perry was great on Saturday. So we get a redo of that. Claudio and Brody, yes, please. I mean, but I feel I'm with Mark Stradamus. I feel like everything. Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland at Forbidden Door, and then of course Will Ospreay moves on to London. Which I was going to say this at the very end of the show, but I'm going to bring it out now because I think this is a good time to get there. who will he take the title from in London? And I feel the perfect person for him to take the title from. I know there is a Kazuchika Okada chant coming from my left, okay? But I feel like the perfect person for him to take the title is none other than Jon Moxley. Hear me out. Go to Double or Nothing. Darby retains his title. The next week, the same thing happens to him that happened to MJF. Moxley calls him out, says, you're willing to do all this bullshit, put your title on line, put it against me. And he comes out, squashes him, takes the title. To which a newfound friend that is Will Ospreay is beside himself, right? And that is that's the story right there, right? He can't be on good, like the Death Riders are not face guys. They're not going to end this as face guys, no matter how you want to slice it. And I think that him going up against his pseudo mentor he's got going on with this story arc, and whether you do it again right after Double or Nothing, you do it around Forbidden Door, whatever it is. But Moxley gets that title from Darby. Right, maybe even you keep Darby going for another month here. Then as soon as Forbidden Door's over, or at Forbidden Door, Moxley steals the title back. Basically, you set up Moxley, Ospreay in London. That's a marquee, and it fits with the story they're telling now too. That's my thought.
That's fair. I don't hate it, but I do have some concerns. One, we saw Moxley get dethroned at All In last year, and it's different story, but a bit of a rehash. It also seems like it would just be shotgun the title onto Mox just to drop it to Ospreay at All In.
Mm-hmm. It would.
I think I would rather see Ospreay win the title at All In, and then the next Dynamite, Mox shows up to collect. Like, hey, man, I got you here. Now I want to show your belt. Because the other thing, too, is that Mox is still the Continental Champion. So you got to get that off him along the way. Yeah. I think the two best options are Kenny Omega or Swerve. Okada's not a bad one as well, but I think Kenny Omega or Swerve at All In against Ospreay is the move.
I think your thoughts on Moxley are accurate. I like that a lot, but I think who he's going to take the belt off of is different. And it pains me.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. You're going there.
Oh, wow.
No. I'm not going there.
Okay. All right. I was about ready to call med alert, text Megan and be like, pain. Please call 911.
It's my second pain. I think it's going to be MJF.
No.
I think MJF's winning.
And taking the belt all the way to London.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that far.
No, it's only a couple months, 2 months out. Just two pay-per-views away.
And they're not going to have him wrestle on Forbidden Door with the belt. He'll probably be in a match against Zack Sabre Jr. or somebody of that nature. Suji.
Here's the problem with that. We have seen Will Ospreay beat MJF for a title at All In Wembley already.
That's true. Yes. So it can't be Swerve because he's literally going to be beating Swerve in the Owen.
That doesn't mean Swerve between Forbidden Door and All In can't find another way to get that title. I think Omega is the better option. I think once we get past Double or Nothing, where I'm calling my shot, it has not worked out well for me in the past. But I'm putting my name on it right now. MJF is losing that match, and he's losing his hair.
Mm-hmm.
I think coming out of that, Darby's still the champion, still a fighting champion. Kenny Omega showing up and saying, you know what, I told you if I won the title, I'd give you a shot. You should do the same. I think Kenny Omega taking off Darby and us getting Ospreay and Omega and All In is still the biggest match you can make. And I've said it before, I don't think Kenny Omega is going anywhere anytime soon, but we are running out of time of another title run, big marquee all-in match, now's the time to do it.
Okay. And I feel like, for what it's worth, and I don't know if I'm actually going to pick this way because I do know your track record with calling your shot, Austin. I do agree with you, the idea of Max losing, getting his head shaved. And not so much more for Max, but for the fact that Darby Allin can lose this belt at any time, right? The way he wrestles, Jamie, which you have very outspoken about for all of existence, okay? It leads the credence to that he can legitimately lose at any time, and everybody here on this dais, watching, listening, and watching around the world could totally believe it, right? It's not far-fetched. Any given Wednesday, boom, drop that belt. Kenny, Kazuchika, Takeshita, pin.
That match, it was actually like, never mind.
The match was fantastic.
But
Moxley, whoever, right? You know, Tommaso Ciampa. I mean, it could be anybody, right? He could lose that match. Swerve, you know? If
but
Darby is your champion, you can put that belt on anybody at any time because he is believable of losing that belt on any given Wednesday, whereas you will never see MJF defend that belt on a Wednesday. Okay, just saying.
I just know. I mean, it's not going to be Swerve. It's just not because they are the finals. Like, it's very obvious that those two are going to be the finals.
You'll back to Swerve in the title picture later in the year, next year. He needs Hanger to be there when he does that too.
But if it's gonna be anybody, you gotta think heel. All right, like, I don't like the idea of face versus face going into Wembley. There's got to be some kind of blood there in order for it to be really sold. If it's not going to be Kenny Omega, to your point, Austin, because I mean Kenny's a draw. Like, people are going to want to watch.
Yeah.
Kenny.
Face versus face works for Kenny Ospreay. Probably not anyone else, but
no.
Maybe Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay to match. I don't care what their alignment is. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, for the diehard wrestling fan, yes, but for the casual fan who may not know as much lore, I don't think Hanger works as well. It's Omega for sure.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple different ways they can go about it. Like, they could heat up somebody else really quick, and you could have a decent marquee, like Okada, of course. I said that last.
He was supposed to have a title defense, a title shot tonight, Jamie. He's owed one, right?
I could see them doing Okada and Darby the Dynamite after Double or Nothing, and him taking it right there. I could totally see that.
Yeah, because he's gonna be dropping his belt Sunday. Or next Saturday, next Sunday, whatever it is.
And
like I'm calling my shot there. Takeshita.
You've called that shot years ago.
You know what, though? That's a really good point, because now that makes me think even more it's going to be Okada. Because what great storytelling for Takeshita to beat Okada and take their national championship, and Okada 4 days later to go beat Darby and become the 80th world champion and be like, I don't care about that belt. I'm the world champion now. Like, giving him that one up afterwards, that's great.
Yeah, and that's just the ultimate storytelling. Yes.
I
mean, and you talk about ultimate storytelling. These guys go back to New Japan, to his post juniors into the heavyweight picture. I'm talking about Ospreay, right? When Okada was king of wrestling. I mean, I feel like, as much as I give you crap about hammering for this, I think that it does make a lot of sense.
And it's an international draw like nobody's business.
Moxie's a big draw too, though. Just saying.
No, it is, but it isn't, because we've already seen it. We've seen it 3 times in the past 18 months. Like, I haven't seen Ospreay Okada yet. Like,
true.
I'm just saying, like, if he's gonna win his belt, he needs to win it off of the ace of professional wrestling. And that's either Kenny Omega or that's Kazuchika Okada. They both wear it together.
Okay.
That's fair.
Well, the Owen does begin at Double or Nothing, so we will have that. Okay. So Jack Mary did a quick little his part of the promo. And then you get into Will Ospreay's return to the ring against Ace Austin, which I thought for sure this is going to be my match of the night. And then that main event happened, but this was still a Will Ospreay match, and I really like a more well-rounded Ace Austin. I liked Ace Austin as the kind of cruiserweight X Division guy when he was in Impact and doing all that. We saw him like that. He was still a little bit. It wasn't quite as buff, a little more high flyery when we saw him in Iowa, Jamie. But he's got a lot of pack in him. I see with this more built body.
I saw a comment on Reddit earlier, and someone said, we used to say Ace Austin is the good Pac, but Pac is just the evil Ace Austin now.
Fair enough.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, no, this match was great. I loved everything about it. The one thing I really appreciated was the lack of tape on the back of Ospreay's neck.
I was going to say the same thing.
His training is working. His neck's never felt better.
Yep. He can now.
We need to send a fruit basket or something to John Moxley for ridding us of the Can Will Ospreay continue.
Oh, so dumb, dude.
But you know what? At least they were building that into an actual story.
Yeah.
In hindsight, it's not as bad. At the time, it was kind of beating a dead horse for a while, but
it was.
I appreciate them using that to inform things that are happening later on.
They turned around, made it beneficial, and it's got some legs to it. So, and Will Ospreay wins, Jamie, via submission. The armbar.
It's one of the greatest moves of all time.
Number 4, armbar.
Except for when MJF does it.
I don't know if you ever knew this.
Dude, the Fujiwara. Yeah,
I hate this.
I don't know if you ever knew this, Austin, but the Besties, which is Davey Vega and
Fitchett, was the other one?
Matt Fitchett.
Yeah,
Matt Fitchett. Yeah.
You know who they are.
Yeah.
Have you? Do you know all their merch they've ever had?
I've seen bits and pieces, but not a ton.
They had a List of Jericho number 4 armbar shirt at one point.
Fantastic. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're back.
Why they did, I have no idea. But all right. So after the match, out comes Samoa Joe, who does. You don't care about this at all?
I don't care about Joe. I just care about the Death Riders because I'm sorry. This whole ops thing's dumb.
Remove Hook from the picture. And then
still dumb.
Still dumb.
You've got to basically remove everyone but Samoa Joe from the ops. And I hate to say that about Shibata, but where's the draw there in 2026 now? And I enjoy Shibata, but he's not really a character, and you're on a show with a ton of really great wrestlers.
I'm with you.
Anthony Bowens, I'm glad they gave him something to do. I like Anthony Bowens. He's kind of a weird fit. Yeah, I think the ops thing has run its course.
I don't mind it whether they're the background lackeys to Samoa Joe, because Samoa Joe gives promos like he does tonight. Fantastic. I know you don't care about this at all. I love the Joe promo.
I mean, it was a good promo, but it's just
choices and their consequences, man. I know it's the one of the oldest. I get it, right? Oldie but a goodie though, and Joe is still Joe. So I love that. He doesn't control his buddies. They go to the ring. Then out come all the Death Riders, surround it, kind of cautiously protecting Ospreay. And that's where it really hit me too, the whole thought of the John Moxley angle. I do like what you guys say though. After he wins it though, that's when the turn really happens.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense too. I'll give you that. Quick Takeshita promo where MJF comes out to give him a good boost, and he doesn't really care about that, right? He just doesn't want to lose his hair and look like a bald idiot as he's looking at
with Don Cal standing right there.
Lens Callis his ring, to which Andrade makes another appearance on the show. and does just that in the best way possible. And it lays it out there that he is the next one to get a shot, right? So I think when it becomes Okada who is the next one who gets the shot, that'll lead him to fully break. And
see, and the more I think about it, the more Okada's got to take that title off Darby right after Double or Nothing, because you could do Okada and Andrade at Forbidden Door, and that would slap.
Absolutely 100%.
Talk about rock hard.
Jamie's got a semi right now.
I mean, just talking about it. Boom.
But then you get the reveal of the women's Owen bracket,
which holy shit,
as we speak here. Yeah, did you? Yeah, definitely got some surprises here that I was not fully expecting at all. Okay, one of them not being that we're getting a Willow Nightingale going for the 2-time here. She and Alex Windsor is going to be your Double or Nothing match. Okay. Winner of that play is going to fight either Persephone or Hakuzi from Japan. Hazuki. Again, I can say Spanish. On the other side of the bracket, you got Mina Shirakawa versus Athena. And then Sky Blue versus Sari. 2. Well, you got Persephone from CMLL. I know she's technically contract. She's technically dual, but she's CMLL. And you got 2 from New Japan / Stardom.
And Athena from Ring of Honor.
And Athena from Ring of Honor was still the wrong move, but yes, and Athena from Ring of Honor. I really don't know which way to go with this. So we're going to lead with Mark Stradamus.
This is easy. This is an easy one again. Easy layup. Athena.
Finally, Athena.
Finally, Athena. I'm calling it now. I mean, I see Persephone winning against Hazuki. Rumor has it that Hazuki really wants to be in WWE too, so they might not give her the Vicor treatment that they did, But we'll see.
Yeah.
I could easily see Athena beating Mina Shirakawa. Sky Blue, I hope she loses to Serene, because yes, please, because
I mean
that woman is one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Sky Blue's role is to be there to eat a pin.
I hope so.
Nothing against Sky. I am the Sky Blue fan. I mean, I am, but she's
I think it's gonna be Willow versus Athena, and Athena's gonna be the one to win, and she's gonna be the one going, or somebody gets hurt, and they have to find a replacement for Sky Blue.
Who would that replacement be?
Mercedes Moné.
And then you have a Mercedes Willow final, just like you did for New Japan Strong at Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
Well,
I see the gears in Austin's head going.
Willow's going for 2-time Owen winner.
100%. Yeah.
Mercedes won it last year, so now you have them both fighting for a 2-time Owen winner in the finals. I would rather see Mercedes take the title off Tekla on the way to All In. I don't think Mercedes needs the win at All In. I think Mercedes and Athena at All In would be a phenomenal match. I think there's a non-zero chance, since All In is excuse me, since that's in London, that Windsor wins this.
I mean, I think that, and they threw this out here when we get to the women's match. We'll talk about that in a second, because the women's title match at Double or Nothing is a 4-way. You made mention of that, Jamie. You got Shida, Statlander, Jamie Hayter versus Tekla. Okay. The winner of the Owen does get a shot at All In. It might not be the biggest card, but there is some thought you can put out there. At least it gives you the suspension of belief, perhaps. Windsor versus Hayter at All In could be a thing. it could. I mean, for a British crowd, it could work really well. Story wise, I don't know. Do any of you think, first of all, that Tekla's dropping that belt on next Sunday?
No.
Hell no. She is the most interesting woman they have in that division right now.
Agreed.
Other than Sheeta, honestly, I'm loving what they're doing with Sheeta.
That's my whole point. Is like I say, there's a non-zero chance that she doesn't. I mean, there's Sheeta, that whole thing. They're going with her. I don't know. The whole part about the all-in part that gets me, because I think you'd want to have Tekla carry that belt into all-in, to which you need someone equally magnanimous to meet her, which Mark Stradamus said, I feel like Mercedes could be that person. Then you get Mercedes versus Tekla. That's a bit. I don't know. I'm more split on this. As it stands right now, I feel like it's Willow's to lose, obviously. But we'll see.
I still feel like you could do Mercedes and Tekla before All In, maybe Forbidden Door.
Okay.
Because you need something for Tekla to do between May and August. And like, you've got your other contenders in this tournament figuring it out through there. So I would not be surprised if Mercedes takes that title into All In.
And then you wouldn't have Tekla in the title picture at All In.
No, she's had a good run. And I mean, Tekla's great. I don't think she needs to drop it anytime soon.
No, I
think you could move it over to Mercedes, move Tekla into just other stuff. Like, let's get some women's storylines that aren't just around the titles. Like, that's perfectly fine. And I think Tekla can pull that off. She's interesting enough that you could do more stuff with her. She'll get another time later on, but I don't think she needs to have a super long dominant run either.
Okay. Well, we had 2 appearances by Mark Stradamus tonight. It's a very special evening. It's also a special evening because we get a conglomeration promo where they pull out another word of the day. But how can they do that? Well, they can do that because here comes Mark Briscoe. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. And today's word is reunification. And he's going to fight Tommaso Ciampa next week on Dynamite, which in Grant.
Yeah, that's worth the price of admission alone.
Price of admission, not gonna lie, right? So, Triangle of Madness then goes up against Sheeta and the Brawling Birds. Okay, it was a fun trios match. You know, it does end up with the Brawling Birds set up for the victory, and then Tekla cheats. And then Julia Hart does a little black mist, and Sheeta grabs her kendo stick and runs away.
No, she did not run away. She walked away going, nope. And it was one of the funniest things I've seen on AEW TV in a long time. I fucking loved it.
Yeah. I know, Jamie, you're saying that she's getting ready to make her turn. I think I might have started with this.
I think what she did was very smart.
Mm-hmm.
As a fan of heels, it made me happy, honestly, because it's like, oh yeah, that's exactly what you need to do right here. So that's what I'm saying. I think it's gonna be very easy for her to be a heel starting Wednesday.
Absolutely. Rouge promo. I mean, they're promoting the living fuck out of this man for good reason. So yeah. There's that. And then we get into the main event. Kazuchika Okada. What am I saying? Could not be there. He's off doing other things. So you have Konosuke Takeshita versus Darby Allin. And Jamie, you started to say it earlier. So go for it. 2 in a row?
2 in a row. 2 in a row. It started out really hard, Darby Allin match. Really, and I was like,
typical.
You're going to waste this. You're going to waste this opportunity. And they totally redeemed themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended up being an absolute banger. And as much as I have shit on Darby publicly for the past 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, I don't even remember how long I've been doing
I
it.
have no idea. Yeah.
But I've said he's been getting better and better, like how they're doing their matches. And this one was totally the way to do it because honestly, his match with Pac sucked in that aspect because it was just how much punishment can Pac give him. Like it's his usual shtick. And then this one is exactly what you want out of a champion, where it's like more 50-50, more it's probably 60-40, honestly, which is fine. But I thoroughly enjoyed this, and Darby is really close to officially earning my respect. I know.
That deserves some likes right there. I'm tapping the crap out of that. Give us some likes. Wow. Woo! I didn't have Jamie almost giving Darby Allin a compliment on my bingo card, Austin.
He's at a certain point, you can't deny it. Like,
that's where I'm at.
Okay, Darby's not everyone's cup of tea, but Darby is damn good in a wrestling ring. He has a lot of similar matches where he just gets the shit beat out of him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
His title run has been great so far.
Yeah.
Which I thought was going to completely suck ass. And he has made me eat my words so many times.
They start off with Tommaso Ciampa, take a little step back, and then they come out the last 2 weeks just giving you gold. And the second I knew this was going to be a fantastic match, going to be 2 in a row, like Jamie said, was that that quick reversal Falcon Arrow from the ring onto the floor. The second that happened, I go, all right, it's on. And boy, it was great. Takeshita refuses to use the ring that Don Callis set up for him to use. So, of course, all the story for going into his international championship match. Darby does get the victory, and then out comes MJF because he immediately calls for a contract signing. Quick assemble the table and the chairs and the contract, and here comes MJF, reluctant to sign the contract, but eventually does, and then beats up Darby a little bit, and we're going in title versus hair. Have you come around on the gimmick at all? I know Austin's hell-bent on him getting bald-headed, but have we come around on the gimmick, either of you?
Yeah, I'm good with it because as I mentioned earlier, am convinced MJF is going to lose. And the MJF character needs to lose this match and have his head shaved. He's lost at times. Like, it's not that he never loses or anything. But you don't see MJF get a ton of real adversity or like humiliation or the kind of stuff that heels always get in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And the MJF character needs that. It makes him more interesting.
I want to get excited about it, but we already saw somebody else get their head shaved. That's my whole thing. Like, it's just so close to the other one. And if it wasn't so close to the other one, I think I'd be more hyped about it. And that's kind of why I think I want him to win. Just because it's like the other dude already got his head shaved. Why are we doing this? And if the rumors are true that he did get hair plugs, like, why the hell are you gonna shave it? Unless you absolutely need to shave it for the hair plugs to take. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
who knows?
I don't know.
I mean, it's either the end result is either going to be like, and I talked about this earlier video. I said, when talked about on TikTok, that the WrestleMania match where it was Donald Trump versus Vince McMahon through their proxies to get their head shaved, and Vince McMahon sitting there like blubbering, whining, and all that stuff, versus. This is a deep cut back to TNA Austin here, but Angelina Love versus I can't remember Skylar Laveau. No. God, I can't remember what she called her first name, but she was part of like the Voodoo Kin Mafia, right? But it was a hair versus hair match at one of their pay-per-views, and a lot more impactful for women getting it, and especially because she cracked her head open in the middle of the match, getting shaved and sitting there crying, holding it. That was like, I was even uncomfortable, like, oh, Jesus Christ, right? But she rocked that buzz cut for the next like 6 months, I don't know how we're going to go with that at the end of the day,
I want to see MJF do the Kurt Angle and get his head shaved and then start wrestling in a headgear with a toupee under it.
That would be hilarious.
That'd be great, dude. MJF needs to get his head shaved because he's going to make the I'm clearly bald, but I'm going to hide it work. So like that is so much in his wheelhouse that's just going to be great TV. Like he has to lose this match.
And it gives him interest. Again, you talked about he doesn't need the title to do interesting things, right? This is a perfect example of that. So, all right, boys. Well, we are a little over a week. We're about a week and a half away. Okay, so next week is the go home. Grant's going to it, and it is 3 hours. So we'll be doing a lot of dubby in preparation for that. But there's more going on in the wrestling world out there, Jamie.
There is. Did you guys see Backlash?
I saw most of it.
I saw highlights on the internet.
I will say this about Backlash.
Because I totally forgot it was happening.
Asuka and Io Sky's match was the best match of the night, hands down. And it should have been because I guess Asuka is going to go back to Japan for a little while. She's semi-retired, I guess, is the announcement. I know she's dealing with some stuff at home, and I guess WB wasn't too happy about it, but they're going to respect it, which is like, dude, life happens, and she's been there for how long? Like, give her a break.
Yeah. And she apparently re-signed a long-term deal in 2024 is what I read as well.
Yeah.
Now, TKO doesn't seem to care about that shit, but whatever.
See, this not necessarily about Asuka, but this just goes to show how like there's just completely different taste for pro wrestling, which Asuka and Io is phenomenal. Jamie loves Joshi's. I thoroughly enjoy Joshi's, but to me, match of the night was Danhausen and Army of Midgets against Kit Wilson and the Bears. That was the most fun thing WB has done probably since the Money in the Bank at headquarters during COVID.
Oh my God.
Like that is a product that is largely devoid of fun, and that match was fun.
The juxtaposition between all this other stuff that WWE does and anything related to Danhausen is mind-boggling.
It really is.
I mean, because it's like it doesn't fit in with anything else they've done in the past decade.
But who would have thought interesting characters get over? You don't need everyone just walking out there saying they want to be the most dominant champion in WWE, because that's like 80% of the fucking promos. Send the goofy guy in the face paint out with some midgets, and everyone will have a great time. And it was
for the record, they do want to be these midgets do want to be referred to as midgets, just for the record.
Yes, I have met many midget wrestlers, and like that is part of their branding. They are all in on it. If you prefer to call them little people, that's fine. I have literally never met one that in the wrestling business that didn't want to be called a midget wrestler, because like you see midget wrestling on a flyer marquee, you're interested. You want to go. That makes some money.
Yeah, 100%. Now, I will say Backlash overall was pretty good until the end. So you had Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu.
Because
the match was good, and then the ending was absolutely terrible. Like, it was the most WWE thing. Like, hey, let's just overdo it and this and that, and because somebody doesn't want to be on every Monday or whatever, so we're just gonna do it this way so he could be written off for a minute. It's like so dumb, so dumb.
what were you expecting? Let's be honest.
Yeah, they gave you the Danhausen match. They gave you Asuka versus Io. They weren't going to cross the finish line without something being terribly stupid.
Exactly.
That's fair.
And even them doing this match as the immediate follow-up to Roman winning it was the writing on the wall for how stupid it was going to get.
I do like it, though. I caught Monday Night Raw as well. They kept the story going.
Mhm.
I do like what they're doing with Jacob Fatu. They are positioning him as a top guy. I didn't hate him losing here. The finish of the match was left a lot to be desired, but it's WB. Like, how high can your expectations get?
I mean, I do worry about a couple things with that. I mean, it's like I love Jacob Fatu as well too, right? I feel like though, when you look at this grand scheme of things, the two people who should be outside of Danhausen be pushed to the moon the most, because Danhausen is Danhausen. Penta, who I don't feel like they ever have plans to move him above the IC level.
No, probably not.
No.
And that angers me. But I get it. And then Obafemi, they better not mess up. And I know that Obafemi open challenge where he couldn't find anybody, goes back and drags two people from the back to come up, beat him up, and leave. I'm like, okay. Put him to the moon. Like, put him on trajectory to go up against Roman next year, Mania, something like that, right? Start that story now. Something, right? Put him somewhere. They haven't messed him up yet, but he has all the fire under him right now. Don't lose that momentum.
I don't think they would have had him beat Brock Lesnar if they didn't have big plans. You just listen to the crowd when he walks out. Like, that is undeniable, and you don't get that in pro wrestling a lot. I would not be surprised if he didn't win one of the world titles at SummerSlam.
I completely agree.
Good.
I think you slap that rocket on his back and you ride it, dude, because he's a merch selling machine. He, like, people love him. Like, it. I don't think there's a way they can mess him up. I just don't. I think they already had. I mean, to Austin's point, you don't have him beat Brock Lesnar if you don't have plans.
Well, I want to believe that too, but I've been burnt too many times by this company.
But at the same time, we discussed this a little bit last week. TKO is cutting costs. Not only is he an undeniably over top guy with as much aura as anyone could ever have, he's probably making a shitload less than a lot of your other top guys, which is more reason they're going to push him.
Did you guys see the recent interview that Kevin Nash did, where he said that he suggested that the WWE talent join the SAG, String Actors Guild?
I saw that. I understand it in theory. It's never going to happen.
Yeah, what are wrestlers going to go on strike?
That's the problem. Is there is enough people making top guy money that doing something like that could bring them down a bit or jeopardize their spot. And as I mentioned last week, they have an endless supply of fitness models and D1 athletes that they can run through the Performance Center, and they will just replace you if you want to unionize. Like,
who cares?
I would love to see it. I would love to see the talent being way better taken care of. It's not going to happen.
I think a lot of it stemmed from, Jamie, the fact that, there's been so much discord about the New Day, how they were asked to restructure their deals, and and they felt that with their time and all the things that they do with the company, not just in the ring but outside of it, which they do a lot, right? Not just the video game stuff, but they do charity work, promos, external commercials, TV appearances, all the other things, right? They felt that they had earned their spot, their paycheck, which I agree. And they're asked to restructure it, and that's kind of the big corporation thing. You and I have worked for plenty of big corporations. We know this, right? Who gets paid? The person up here. Who doesn't get paid? The people who do the work, right? I understand his point, but I understand your point even better, because If it was everybody getting shit on, then yeah, unionize. That's the point of a union, right? It's the New Day. It's maybe, they do some funny contract stuff with Asuka if she whatever, right? It may here and there, right? Overall, a lot of these people are doing pretty well for themselves. Let's be real.
And
WWE is not a bad paycheck.
And just another point on that note, and I love Kevin Nash. We literally have a life-size cardboard cutout of Kevin Nash in our living room.
That's awesome.
That we found at a flea market. Love Diesel as a kid, love Kevin Nash. But there are a few guys in this business that have ever been in a close enough position to try and unionize the talent than Kevin Nash was. There are some, but he was literally the booker in WCW, highest paid guy. Why didn't you try unionizing 25 years ago when you were on top? The same reason it's not going to happen now, because the top guys are making a little too much.
Yeah.
Well said.
Did you say you have a cardboard cutout in your bedroom?
No, in our living room.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Bedroom.
I was like,
your bedroom. That'd be
I was like,
really
did you
weird.
did you just cuck chair Kevin Nash? That's what I heard in my head. Okay.
I know.
We also have a life-size cardboard cutout of Red Sonja. Like her and Kevin Nash. They were in our basement, but we don't have a basement now, so it's in the living room.
Brigitte Nielsen. That's awesome.
Well, so this one's not actually Brigitte Nielsen. This one is like the comic
anime
version.
The comic version? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Which is yeah.
There's no wrong answer there. They are both
there's
acceptable.
no wrong answer.
Very. Yeah.
There's a let's quickly diverge to this here, because I know you had one more thing you wanted to get to today, Jamie.
Yes, I did. I don't know if everybody saw the news today, but an 80s legend of 80s B movies and just cult classics and coming of age movies that don't hold up today. Donald Gibb died today, and honestly, I'm a little torn because I love me some Donald Gibb. And for those who don't know who Donald Gibb is, he was Ogre in the Revenge of the Nerd movies, which don't hold up today at all.
No.
Yeah, like if they were made today, they'd be canceled real quick. And he was also in my youngest daughter Audrey's favorite movie as Ray Jackson in Bloodsport.
Oh, that really is her favorite movie, Bloodsport?
Yes.
I
We used to have to watch it going to sleep all the time.
Hell yeah.
It is. That's not a recent development. It's been that way for years now. Like legit.
That means you're raising them right.
Dude, she loves that movie. And she wanted to watch Kickboxer, but that has more flesh in it. So we didn't watch that one as much. So we were more on the Bloodsport because, you said, okay, USA. Like that's where it was.
Hell yeah.
Love that.
I mean, Revenge of the Nerds absolutely does not hold up very well.
Yeah, but he was
some of the sequels are okay. Like they had the whole like younger generation and they're all older now and did all that. They tried to make it where it's a little bit better fitting. But that first one, the second one too, but really the first one. I mean, if you grew up with that was just ingrained into culture. And to this day, I will always remember nerds in Donald Gibb's voice.
Unforgettable.
So good.
Forgettable. Yeah, he was in U.S. Marshals. He was in Hancock.
He's in a lot of
so
stuff.
many things. Like in the 80s, like alone, he did a movie called Jocks. Like, come on now. Like I'm looking at his IMDb. I forgot he was in Transylvania 65000. So if none of you have ever seen that movie, it is 80s perfection of making fun of horror movies. It's like on the same level
pre-Wayans brothers,
Yeah, it's like Saturday the 14th. Have you guys ever seen Saturday the 14th?
No.
Okay. So it's on the same level as that, where it's just making fun of scary movies. Kind of like it's before Scary Movie was Scary Movie is 80s style, so it's like super hokey and perfect. So he was Wolfman in that. Like he was in Meatballs Part 2.
Of course.
Come on now. Like, and I mean he was in Conan the Barbarian as one of the guards. We couldn't see his face, but so there's also that. I just love him as Ray Jackson. That's probably one of my favorites, and definitely like as Ogre. Like, you know, sitting on the keg and just drinking out of the trophy, just getting drunk, and guys are trying to move it, and he's just sitting there like just
and the fact that at the end he becomes a tri-lamb.
I know. That was
I mean, and then the movie ends with him because they do their little celebratory drink, and he just gets rid of that and grabs the punch bowl and takes the whole fucking bowl down.
It was so good.
Oh, so good.
So here's to you, Donald Gibb.
Rest in peace, Donald.
Shaped my youth, and you have helped shape my daughter's youth.
Amazingly enough. All right. Well, on that note, we're going to wrap it up here. So next week, again, 3 hours spectacular.
Another late night for Austin Reddick.
Oh, Austin.
We did really good last week at starting the show about the same time we normally do.
Pretty close. So, we tried to get pretty close to it, right?
Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be a late one.
Well, the good thing is, for what it's worth, the third hour just kind of tail a little bit, so I can like make graphics and get the stuff kind of prepared, so that when we get here, we can hit the live button. We're gonna try and go as close to the regular time as we can next week, ladies and gentlemen. We'll probably be a little bit late, say like 10:15, right? You know, we'll try to get there as soon as we can, though, right at 10 o'clock. Yeah. So, join us next week, and if this is your first time here, we do this every Wednesday approximately the same time. Hit that subscribe button, hit the follow, hit the like button, give us a big thumbs up. It does help us out quite a bit. Hit the bell icon to know when we go live. We got some announcements coming up on that in the near future too with our friends over at Fountain City Pro. I'm not going to spoil anything, but if you're in Kansas City, I think you're going to like what's coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We will see you guys next week. Jamie, take us home, man.
All right. Before I do that, real quick, 2 shout outs. First off, tomorrow in literally 28 minutes, happy birthday, Bailey, 23 years old.
Hey, happy birthday.
Super exciting. And then Monday, happy birthday, Jessica, turning 16. Hey. Yeah, Oppenheimer throw May birthdays. So that's happening. So 2 birthdays in the Faulkner home before the next episode. Then there will be another one actually on the show. You'll have to find out who that is. Spoiler, this guy. So way to be obnoxious. Crank it to 11.
Oh, it's coming.
And then finally, if you're not down to a Spotfest, I got one word for you.
Of course.
Nerds.
Should have seen that coming.
That was the most obvious one there ever was. My God. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Later.